I learned that a family member of mine has gotten into some significant legal trouble, and I was concerned about the impact that his choices had made on his future. So I was concerned about him getting a conviction.
When somebody's charged with a violent crime, they're often very fearful when they call us. Violent crimes can take on a big range of punishment. There's a lot of things, all the way from a murder all the way down to a simple assault. They're afraid of going to jail, of going to prison, and they're very fearful of that. And it's very incumbent upon us to try to alleviate some of that anxiety early on in the process, just so we can kind of set that tone and kind of get them where we can talk a little better, communicate a little better, and alleviate some of that anxiety and stress. I listen to them, because that is one thing that sometimes clients don't get out of their attorney. We have to listen to them, because I need to hear not only what the allegations are, but I need to hear something deeper too. I need to hear how they're feeling about it, everything else. At that point, I try to start putting together a plan. I like to lay it out for them and say, okay, well, here's what we're going to do for you and how we're going to go about doing this. And I find that helps resolve some of that a little bit, that nervousness that they've got. We do have a plan. There is something we can do to help them. If you're charged with a violent crime, the single most biggest mistake is talking to the police. You should not talk to the police without an attorney. That's just a given. There's a few things that you need to be looking for when you're interviewing lawyers. Probably one of the first things is you need somebody who's going to sit there and listen to you, okay? Because you have to be able to tell your story. Number two, you're going to want somebody that's got experience. You want somebody that this is what they do. They're not off doing other things at different points in time. They focus entirely on this. You also want people, in many cases, that practice in the general area geographically that you're in, because they have a tendency to know more about the prosecutors there, the judges there, the customs, the way things work. Lastly, because some cases do go to trial, you want a lawyer that can walk into that courtroom and try that case like a bulldog. Now, I've tried over hundreds of jury trials before. I have the experience in the court. I have the experience fixing people's problems as well. I would say probably about 90% of the people that come into my office don't really want to go to trial. But you're going to have those that are going to go to trial, and you need a good trial lawyer.
What I liked most that impressed me was Robin's directness. He was very direct, very honest, and very professional. So I received a level of comfort, and I knew what to expect. I personally found McCarty-Larson to be an outstanding law firm that can help a broken family get their lives back together and point it in a positive direction.
If you have some hesitancy about contacting an attorney because maybe you don't feel like you can afford a good one or not, trust me on this. You might be surprised, because at least at my firm, I know that we price our services very fair. We try to make it very accessible to people too. We have payment plans, we allow down payments, and so don't think for a second that you're not going to be able to get first-rate defense because you don't have a lot of money. Come talk to me first and let's see what we can work out. One thing I absolutely realize, and I absolutely believe in my heart of hearts, sometimes bad things happen to good people. We can help you. Give us a call.